Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make music responsive LED lights. So we're going to need a few supplies. First we're going to need our cigarette lighter power adapter. So that's going to give us the charge that we need inside of our car where we're going to be putting this to get the 12 volts for our 50/50 RGB LEDs. What I'd recommend for the Arduino is the Arduino Uno, although you can use the SparkFun Breadboard like I have right there. And then next we're going to need a sound sensor, and that will give us the responsive to the sound that we're going to need, obviously. And we're also going to need some 10K resistors. We're going to need 3 of those. They're kind of hard to see right here. And next to those we're going to need 3 N-channel Mosfets, some wires, and our breadboard. This is what we're going to be looking for in the end. At the top, that's going to be what our LED lights are supposed to look like, but I kind of had to use this because that's what the program offers. And then on the right is actually going to be our positive and negative ends from our power adapter. Alright, so let's get this started. So first, I'm just going to set my MOSFETs down. This is what I'm going to start with. I like to put these at the top to give me plenty of room to connect all my other wires. So I'll just go ahead and we're going to space these out pretty good. And got it. Okay, so next we're going to take these 10K resistors. Oh, let's set these down. So we're going to put this right connected to the ground as well as connected to the gate on our MOSFETs. So real quick, let me go over the gates. So on a MOSFET, you have your gate, you have your drain, and you have your source. So we're going to plug into our gate, that first leg, we're going to plug these transistors into them, and we're also going to plug this into the pin on our Arduino. So this is going to give us that signal to our Arduino to tell it when to power it, and these transistors are going to give us, able to let us choose the amount of that color that we put into it. Alright, so that's the first leg. Our source is where we're going to connect from our LED lights. That's where we'll plug those into. And then our drain is what's going to also connect to our negative or our ground. So let's go ahead and continue on with this. I'm also going to go ahead and set down my sound sensor. And we'll go over their legs. Okay, so we have the red. Let's connect the red to the drain. We're going to put this on the center one. Alright, then we got our blue. We're going to put that in the middle of the MOSFET for blue. Let me change that color to blue. Alright, then we have green. And we're going to plug that right into here in that center leg on our MOSFET. Alright, forgot to change that to red, sorry. Okay. So we have our red, we have our green, and our blue, and that'll be with your red, green, and blue on your LED strip. Okay, so also on there, let's now go ahead and connect each of the gates to its pin. So if you're following along with my code, the red is going to go into the 6 pin. Oh, and I accidentally put that in the wrong place. That's supposed to go on the first leg, so the gate. Alright, we're going to do that with the green as well. On the gate on the MOSFET, we're going to plug it right over into number 8 pin. If you're following along with my code, you could change the code if you want. This is how I did it. Alright, and then the blue, we're going to take that from the gate, and we're going to go ahead and plug that in to 5. And I'll just change that color so you can see that as well. Perfect. Alright, next we need to take the drain, or the source, sorry. We're going to take the source, that third leg, and we're going to connect it to the negative. So go ahead and take that, put it into the negative on each of those. And I'm just going to make this gray just for the visual of it. Perfect. Gray as well. And now we need to connect the ground on our Arduino to that negative as well. So all of those will be grounded. They'll all be connected to the negative. And this will actually help us share the negative ground on our battery as well, which we will need to do. Both of our power sources, which we have one coming in from our Arduino, is going to need to be the same negative as the battery. Got to make sure we do that. All right, so on our sound sensor, we go to the pin on there, and we're going to connect that. That's that third leg. So I plug that into pin 7 on there. And then the middle pin on there, that's where our power is going to be coming from, and it needs 5 volts. So we're going to plug that into the 5 volt, which is what the Arduino board is bringing in on power. I'm just going to color that white just so we can see the difference on it. And then our first leg is actually going to connect to our negative pin, just like that. Okay, so now we're ready to bring in the power. All right, so we got our battery here. We're going to go ahead and connect that to that positive bar on the breadboard, that whole positive. Once we plug it in there, that whole row is going to be positive, and same with the negative. Once we connect that to there, okay, so now we have that 12 volts coming into there. Now we're going to plug our LED light, our positive on our LED light, into that positive bar as well. Make sure you plug it into the positive, not the negative, because I accidentally did that and things got pretty bad. Perfect. I'm going to color that orange just so I can kind of see the difference. Oops, and let me go ahead and change the color on our batteries too, just so we can see the difference. Red, positive, and then we're going to do black, negative, just to give you that visual again. Perfect. Okay, and that's going to be it. That's our setup right there. So when we plug this into our car, going to make sure that we have that USB connected to our Arduino as well. In any way, if you want a portable battery, I actually have a radio that has a USB that I've been using, and it's been working pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And this is what mine looks like right here. Looks a little more complex than it is, but that's okay. So right here, my code, when I was trying to get the colors to work, the lights actually work by displaying different amounts of red, green, or blue. And that's just how the computers work as well with certain systems with the RGB colors. So I actually just opened up Photoshop. I was able to pick the colors that I wanted. Here's my code. So I have each of them going every 25 blinks. It's changing colors. You can see my code here. Not the best written, but hey, it works. So every 25 blinks, we get a different color. And then once it reaches the end of that, it'll reset. And here's the example.